everybody. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Wow. While I'm waiting for all of you to pop on with me, excuse me, I'm going to move some of these goodies over and paint the center of my tray. We are going to do a beautiful silver tray. Actually, it's a gold tray. It's a gold silver tray. I don't know what they did on this or how they got it to be. Oh, it says Muscles Home Decor Wood Metal Decor. So if you don't, excuse the hiccup. If you okay, YouTube, welcome to Nana's Home Decor, the hiccups score. I'm always hiccuping, so who knows what the reason is. All right, so I'm heating up the back of this to take off the price tags. Now, the original price of this particular little guy was $15, $14.99. I always round everything off. But I was able to get it from the Goodwill for $3.99. Are you out of your mind? And which is actually a wonderful price because, you know, with everything being so expensive, it helps us to keep our costs down a bit without it ending up being like $100 price, you know. Everything helps. So, I have first started with my Dixie Belle bonding slick stick, which is what is on here. It is a clear, I know you can hardly see it. There you go. It looks musty like it's dirty. But it's taken away the slickness from it so that I can paint it and then dry it off, and then it will be ready for us to decoupage it. So I'm going to do that. And I'm going to put not too much because we don't need a whole bunch. I just need the center of it painted in order to decoupage it. Okay, I guess I need more than that. So if you're new to my page, welcome. My name is Lori. As again, this is Nana's Homemade Decor. And I love doing a lot of different decorations for your home and mine. And with us getting ready to come into the fourth quarter, I want to be able to offer a lot of beautiful things for everybody, no matter where you're coming from, what platform. Okay, it's definitely going to want me to use some paint here. Oopsie, and I'm making a mess here. Oh boy, am I. And you don't need a thick amount. As you can see, the paint is painting on very nicely. Had I not put the slick stick on, it would not do this for me. All right, so I'm just doing white in the center. And then we're going to do a beautiful soft powder blue on the outside. And once you see the image that we're going to decoupage on here, you'll know exactly why I did that blue. You'll see it. So I'm just going to clean this little jar off because this lady's a clean freak. And I won't need the white anymore, so we're going to just put her away. Put her to the side. Actually, I might need her again. You never know. All right, so let me put her here. I have a little bit of glue left over from my little container of the paint. This is Paint Pixie's paint. So what I'm going to do is add a little bit of my, what do you call this? Color kits. Okay, so I'm a vendor for, or actually an affiliate for Posh Chalk Wood Bend. So on Fridays, I do what's called this Fun Friday, and it's all about wood bend. So these are called color kicks. Now this particular one, as you can see, is white, and they come in a lot of different colors. So I'm gonna put a smidge here of my blue, because like I said, I want it to be a powder blue. All right, you come out wherever you are. And I'd love for all of you to join me on my, okay, that should be enough. My FB page, Facebook or TikTok. I do lives there as well. So if you just look around, you'll see me. So this is pretty much a very concentrated addition to paints. All right, so if you take this, and obviously I mixed the white with it, it'll lighten up my blue to a more softer blue. And I really want it to be super powdery, and this isn't even enough. It's so pretty. Another thing it will do for you is you can use it to color resin. You can use it to soften your paints. You can use it just to add to your plaster colors. I'm trying to think of all the things you can do with it. There's a lot you can do with it because it's a concentrated color. Now, mind you, I could just use regular paint, you know, why not? But I want to be able to show you some of the products that we have that are wonderful. And this is still too dark. Ouch. I'm sorry for this ouchie. I got arthritis in my hands and God, it hurts like heck. And of course, it's my middle finger that is always itching me, giving a sharp little shoot through the vein. So I try not to use it too much. Okay, now you can see just from that squirt I did, I'm going to do some more though. You see the difference of the paint, how it softened up? And it might not look like that to you, but believe me, it did. Hi, Miss Cecile. How are you, sweetie? All right. I know you're probably thinking, just use the white paint. It'll be faster. It's okay. I want to use my color kits. I want to start using what I have, the thing is. And like I said, I want to be able to start teaching everybody what I have in front of me. I'm like, I saw that. I saw this little, what do you call it, that came out. I'm like, what is that? It's like a little piece of, like the paint, you know, when it gets cakey. Cakey. Okay, now you can see how it's lightening up. You see that? I know you can, Mrs. Sill. She's my painter. See how much lighter it got? I want it lighter than that. Even if I use too much. You know what? Let's throw a squirt of white paint in there. And everybody's going, finally. Hi, Mary. All right, let me just throw a little white. I don't want to get this, and I knew I was going to do that. I don't like wasting anything. I don't care if it's paint, glues, cupcakes. I don't like wasting anything. That should definitely be enough. If not, I will put more color kits this time. I'm just looking for a super, super soft powder blue. And I mean super soft. Y'all want to see what we're going to do? What I'm going to decoupage on here? Oh, there it is. That's it. That's it. See that? See how it's real soft, powdery? See that, everybody? Like a real powdery blue. All right, so let me get this, and then I will paint this and let you all see what we're going to decoupage on here. And she's adorable. Or I should say, they're adorable. Keep y'all on your toes here a little bit. And we're going to put some wood bin trim on this. And we're going to add some bubbles to it. I'm going to keep you all on your toes today. Bubbles to it, and let's see, what else are we going to put on here? Maybe some gold trim, not sure yet. I take a bunch of stuff out just till I kind of figure out what I'm going to do, and then I slowly put it together, and if I don't need it, it's okay. At least I had it here just in case without having to get up and find something that should be right next to me no matter what, right? All right, so this part, I want to make sure I get every little inch. And there is a lot of little bubbles here. So I want to make sure I get all of them covered. And I'm also going to add a pigment to it, a gold pigment, on top of our wood bin trim. So when I get this painted, I'm going to show you all the little knickknacks that we're going to be using so that you'll kind of have a visual in your mind of what I'm doing. But I love, 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 love doing silver trays. I just haven't been able to do some for a bit because I was out of a bunch of different products. And waiting for them to come in was like nail biting because nothing was coming in and I was trying to figure out why, but I think it's the post office. Because I ordered vitamins for my granddaughter, and oh my God, like I ordered them last month and they're still not here. And then all of a sudden I got a notification that they didn't go through because of whatever. So I fixed the issue. They were supposed to be here yesterday, and then something else happened with the mail. I'm like, okay, maybe I should just go to the store and buy them. But it's all right. They'll be here. Just the thing is, she needs them. They were doctor ordered. You know, I really love a doctor who would prefer to try vitamins or something that's can help you just as much as taking a pill instead of giving you a pill, you know? More start on the natural side first, you know, instead of just throwing medication at you. So I'm very pleased with this new doctor she's seen. All right, so if you can tell, I'm getting into the little grooves of this little tiny bubble that's on the tray. And I'm going to put the wood bin in here, not on the inner portion, on the outer portion of it. Do I have to? No, but I want to. I want to. So this is my new schedule, girls. I finally figured it out. So Monday, I'm sorry. Oh my God, now I'm going to tell you all wrong. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Fridays are my schedule. If you want to see me, no matter what platform I'm on, I'm always on Facebook, but it's combined with either TikTok or YouTube. Now, YouTube right now is going to be my Friday day. It's my fun Friday. So I will always keep my little picture of what I'm doing. And the link to my wood bin is in my description for both platforms. And then TikTok I do on Tuesday and Wednesday. Regardless if it's a what do you call those things? An event or if it's just me by myself, that is going to be my set schedule. And once in a while things change, so I don't have an issue with that. Hope you all don't either. But I'm going to try to stick to that completely, which makes life so much easier for me. You know, I'm that kind of person that loves a schedule. Makes it just a little bit easier. All right, so now I just need to get this trim of it. I was thinking right now, actually, this little tiny trim, I could put pigment on it, but we're not going to need to, because once we put the wood bin on, we'll put the pigment on that. But I do want to get the edging right here so that it's completely covered very nicely. If you've never heard of wood bin before, and I'm sure there a lot of you have, it's really an awesome product. It has a lot of different things. They don't just have, you know, the wood pieces or the images, but they have rice paper, paste, paint, spackle, not spackle, plaster Paris. They have the color kicks, the pigments, the patinas. What else? Did I get it? Let me make sure I got it all. I believe I did. Nope, I didn't. There's a little area right here I missed. All right, I'm sure I'm going to find little splats here and there that I missed later on. And if I do, I'll just fix it. All right, so pretty much this is what we're looking at. Powder blue with white. Now the white's going to be covered up with the decoupage paper because that's the whole purpose of it. If you don't have white there, your image is not going to pop out really well. So with the color kicks, there's, oh my gosh, there's 10 different colors that they have right now at this moment. And I'm sure they'll be coming out with more. But for now, I know there are 10 colors that you can use. And you can use it to mix your colors together with a white to make yourself another type of color. All right, so here's our tray. Totally ready to go. It is a gold tray, not a silver tray, even though they say it's silver. We're going to add this little chickie to it, possibly. See a little chickadee? Here's our wood bin trim that we're going to use. And this, I think, is a new trim because I've never seen it thin like this before, unless they just put a new thinner one. This one's been named after Rekindle Blessings, which is another affiliate that she's really big. That this is TR 735-1. They do come both sides, as you can tell. So when you order this, you'll get 2 of them. And if you look at it, you see the little pretty design on there. See that? Isn't it pretty? So we're going to warm this girl up and paint her when it's time. We'll put it all together. And she, like I said, is going to go on the outer image of that. And then this is the star of the show. So if you look real close, there's 3 little chickadees. And you may have seen someone else do this. I belong to a couple different groups. And the group that I belong to, the lady gave a copy of this to just her group. So if it got out there through someone else, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. All right, I'm going to dry her off to make sure she's really good and dry. Now, I could have painted the whole thing blue, but if I'd have done that, she wouldn't be popping. we wouldn't be able to see her as well. So that's the reason for always putting white, excuse me, underneath underneath the decoupage paper. It's hiccup day, girls. Yes, I remember that. Always, Miss Cecile. I remember that. That's why I tried to get it even lighter, because I wanted to pick up the blue. You see the blue in the little feathers of the bird? See that? That was the whole reason why I wanted the blue. And actually, it's helping brighten up the blue on the bird's feathers also. So that's kind of neat. Oops. See? I knew it. I messed it up. A little tiny piece right there. No, I didn't mess it up. I just always rub my hands against the paint to make sure I have it dry really well. Got a tiny little smudge right there, but you can't even hardly tell it's there. So I have 2 full, complete teapots. One of them is the teapot with, and I haven't even opened the box yet. One of them is a full teapot with the sugar and creamer. And the other one, I don't even know what's in the box. It's gigantic. It's got the teapot, oh, I think they both have trays. Okay, one of them has a silver tray, round like this. The other one has the long tray, has the big long tray with the cream and sugar, and it's got the teapot, and I don't know what else is inside of it. I haven't opened it. I need to open the boxes, everybody. And my sister-in-law gave them to me. They were my mother-in-law's. And a part of me wants to do something with them and make them beautiful. And see that? Everything's dry. Dry. See that? But, because I'm never going to use them. So that's my thing. Do I sell them? Or do I decorate them and sell them like that? So that's my dilemma right now. And I'm not going to use them for what they're for. And if God forbid something happens to me and I die, reality is I know my kids will throw it in the trash. So that was the whole reason why I decorated my mom's and my grandmother's and my great-grandmother's, because those were really rusty. And I knew if anything happened, they would go in the trash. What is Mom saving this junk for? I could just hear them all. So I decorated them, and my girls on Facebook saw me. If I can find the video on them, I'll post it on YouTube for all of you. I just think they're beautiful, but like I said, my kids wouldn't save them. All right, so I always go through my brushes, make sure all the paint's off. If I can reuse them again, then I'll just use one without taking another one out. Got it. All right. We clean. Jelly bean. All right, so this is their medium. It comes from the Posh Chop Company. It's a similar, how do you say that? Similar to, I know I said that wrong. Like, what is that junk? What is that stuff? Mod Podge. But a thinner portion of that, because theirs is really thick and this is not. So, come on, hands. Open up for me. Got it. All right, so I really love it. And because of that, I won't use anything else. I do use Mod Podge when I'm doing diamond dust or Swarovski crystals. But other than that, I don't use it for anything else. All right, and I do like using what's in the lid first, because you know our lids get cakey and clumpy, and then you can't open your jar, just like right now. And it helps me not to get my jar stuck, so I can open it better. And I try not to put too much, because you don't want it to be too cakey. And I always look at my stuff from an angle, because that's what helps me to see for sure that I've got every little portion of it covered. And if you've never seen anybody do this before, you do have to seal the bottom and you have to reseal the top. All right, so she's good. And almost all my lid is clean now. But I am going to have to use more of it. All right, so let's put our little lady down. And we are going to have to mural her. And if you're like, what's that? Watch. Just watch. I did print this on rice paper. And I might have to trim off a portion of it. Oh, shucks. Yeah. I think I'm going to come down a tiny bit. See, the nice thing about rice paper, if you make a mistake, you can lift it. The only bad part about it is that if you do lift it, you're also lifting off all your medium. Then you have to reseal a portion of it. Got it. Just right. And I noticed for myself that I do like using my fingers to make sure it's down good. I know you can use a roller, you can use a paintbrush, you can use all kinds of different things to put it how you want it. So, lady, Miss Sully Joe, the owner of Widgeban, I learn a lot. And not just her. I learn a lot from everybody, no matter who it is, you know. So, I love that part of it. So I've got these two little pieces and you're like, huh? They don't look like anything. They look like nothing, but they both go next to each portion of the bird. Why? Because that's part of their tail. And I want to kind of like put it in there. Yeah. Okay. So that I can get their little bird tail down. Come on. And the nice thing is she's got a all right, how am I going to do this? This way, right there. Right there. All right. Once you get it down like where you want it, it'll like make the rest of it look how it's supposed to look. You see how you see feathers around the image? It's purposely like that because when you have something feathered, it allows it to not be seen as much. It helps it all to blend in. All right, so I'm going to seal her all the way around. And then I'm going to pull out some colors to mural her. And I'll show you what I'm talking about in about a second or so. And I learned this from Miss Sully. How to make a mural out of your images when they don't completely fit your circle. Just right. And honestly, I get a real kick out of it. It's so amazing. And then again, I look at my angle because, like I said, I want to make sure that the medium is everywhere so it gets a real good seal. And then the image won't come off at all. One thing about rice paper too, you do have to be careful because sometimes if you're rubbing too much or you're putting too much of whatever on, it will fade the paint. All right, so here we are so far. You see that? Isn't she pretty? She's so cute, but look at the blue. You see how it's picking up the blue from the feathers of the bird? You see that? So it's making the darkness of the blue coming out in the feathers even more. All right. Something bit me, everybody, and I'm itching like crazy. It's driving me up the wall. I don't know what it is, too. It happened 2 days ago. All right, so I won't need this at all anymore. But what I do need is my little tray. And I'm going to put her right next to me so I can see the colors I need. I don't need the blue at all anymore. But what I do need is a gray up here and a little bit of brown down here. So let's use this one. And I'm going to use my color kicks to bring in that color I need, or some brown. Where's my gray at? Here's my gray, my little gray, elephant gray. And I've got this light warm buff color that if I add a little bit of, all right, Mrs. Seal, she's my helper. All right, down here at the bottom, if I take that cream and add a little bit of yellow and maybe a brown to it, Miss Cecile, will that bring out that floor color? Kind of looks like, let me let you see it real dark, real close. You think that will give me the color I need? Okay, let's see here. And I'm going to use my my color kicks. All right, so I have dark blue. I don't want that. White is always usable, no matter what, in case we get something too dark. Indigo. No, that's really dark. Here's the yellowy color, super mustardy soda. Garnet. No, I don't want that. Bright scarlet. No. That's too bright. That's a yellow. Ebony. No, we don't want you. Ocean. No, not you. You too dark. Mocha Delight. This one might be a good one to use. And Forest Green. Okay. So we have a Mocha Delight. A rich orange. I don't know. let's just try this, okay? I'm going to shake these girls up and her. And I'm going to start with my gray first. So while she's sitting this way, so you can see her real pretty. She's drying up by herself, which is fine. I'm going to add a little bit of gray to my table here, to my little, what do you call it? Make sure I clean this girl off, just in case I did more or put something on there I shouldn't have and don't remember. So I've got like napkins and paper towels surrounding me. And I always save my flower picks from different florals that I do, so I can stir up stuff or use them for extra picks or lengthening of a pick. All right, so I'm going to add a little bit of this to it because I know I won't need a whole lot. And then we're going to add a bit of white to it. But I'm using my color picks this time. It kind of looks almost like the just right color to it, but I guarantee you, Miss Cecile's always telling me when something dries, it always dries darker. So by adding a little color kicks to it, it will soften the color so that it's not too dark of what I want it to actually be. And you see, even though it lightened it, I know it's still going to dry darker. So I'm going to add even a little bit more to it. Maybe that's it. You see that? That might just be it right there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do it. And we are going to dry it off. So that it will blend. One thing I've learned, if I'm painting and my paint is fresh and I put another color over another one by accident, if you wipe it off immediately, most likely that color will come off for you without you messing up everything and having to repaint it. Okay, so that one's good. That big splotch of gray I had there is gone. All right, see that? Doesn't look too bad. Okay, so I'm comfortable with that. So what I'm going to do now is dry it off. And you know what? If it doesn't dry dark enough for me, I'll just go in and take that color and blend it through the crown very carefully so that it all looks good. But I normally don't have to do that. Normally everything turns out just right. But I will tell you one thing, when you're working on silver trays, beware, they get hot. Yikes. Sorry about that, everybody. So there's a tiny little scuff in the actual paper. So what I want to do is take an itty bitty little tiny paintbrush and add a tiny touch of the gray to it right here. Just so it's not seen so bad. Like, I kind of want to do something to it to make it a little bit better. But I think if I leave it alone for right now, I think I'll just be fine with it. Hey everybody, I think that looks pretty good on the bottom. I mean the top. All right, so I'm going to leave this girl alone right here. Now we're going to work on the bottom of it. But look at the top of it, how it looks now. It doesn't look too bad. You see how that muralized it, where it all came together? It's like you can't really tell that I added it too much. You see that? It looks so good. Okay, now let's do the bottom of this part. And I am going to put a trim all the way around just the inner portion right here. Because no matter what you do, you are going to see a little bit of lines of this, that, or whatever. So it's kind of cool that you can put it there like that or add something extra to it to help hide little sections that you do need hidden. And that's just what it does. There's nothing you can do about it. All right, so this is my warm buff. It's like a creamy color. And I'm just going to put here a little here. We're not really going to need a whole lot at all. There it goes. If I need more, I'll grab more. And I think I'm going to go with the Mocha first, the Mocha Delight. And I know I shook it, but let's do it again. Thanks, Mrs. Seal. And I'm going to go one dot at a time because, like I said, this stuff is very concentrated. And I don't want to mess it up. Okay, and I am going to use a smaller paintbrush. So you see the little brown dot in there? You see that, everybody? It's going to change my color. And this is where the white comes in. I might have to add a white to it. Or maybe not white. Maybe I might have to do it a different way, do the other color, because I have a feeling if I put this mustard in there, it's going to turn it a totally different color. That's the thing about color. You never know what it's going to do to you. You never know. So I might have to use the cream with just the mustard. Let's see what it does, though. Well, it didn't change it. But that's like a mustardy color right there. That's the only thing about it. Yeah. Maybe one more drop of this guy. Oops, that was a big drop. Oopsie. Oopsie. Oh, yeah. There it is. That's what I'm looking for right there. Hopefully it's the right color, girls. Everybody, I can't just say girls. There might be guys in here. Yep, there it is. Bingo. Thank you. Thank you, Jesus, for my goodness. I did it right. Oh, yes. That's it, definitely. And I have to be really careful about this. Sorry about that. You guys can't see what I'm doing. To be really careful. Honestly, playing with your colors is fun. It's fun. It really is. Sometimes I like to just dab instead of brush too, because it gives it a different look without you seeing brush strokes. One thing I learned that no matter what the color is that you're going by, when it comes to muraling something, you want to make sure that you're picking up that color that's next. So like next right here would be a touch of blue. Oops, I just did it again too. Oopsie. So I'm just kind of trying to make sure that I've got everything okay. I'm going to dry this girl off a bit. A little bit of this gray right here because there's a little bit of darkness here. And I really don't need a whole lot right there, but I need a tiny bit of blue on both sides. I'm going to put the blue on and dry it, and then I'll give all of you a little peekaboo of it so you can see where I'm going with it. And I think I want to add a tiny bit of, you know what, let's do the blue first. A little bit of blue, but then I want to add a little bit of the gray to it, just to like bring in the colors together really good. And like I said, you really don't have to put a lot. It's like, what do you call it? Like doing an ombre of it. If you just use your finger, it kind of blends those colors together. Without you having to do anything. Now, I could do a bit lighter yellow right there. I mean, like a cream sort of yellow. But I think I'm going to leave it. And I just touched my, turned on my hot glue purposely. I think we're good with that so that we can put our trim on. But let me show you, and then I'm going to, no, you know what? Let me dry it first, because the drying it will help it to give it the darker color that we want it to have. It didn't. I'm surprised. Well, I haven't dried it, Cecile, so let's see what it does. Be careful what I say, right? But I love the gray. The gray turned out great. Maybe it kind of did. Ouch. This little guy's a hot tamale. I don't think it's too bad. It kind of is giving it like a stepping stone, like if it came from another section. Like if it's going in steps or something. I don't know how to explain that. But so far, I love it. Let's put it that way. I love it. And I haven't done this for a while, so I'm really loving this, because when you're missing some of your products and you don't get to do what's, a thought in your head that you really want to design, it's kind of frustrating. But I love it. I do. It's making me think of a step. You know how you're in your backyard and you got one step and then you go into another section and there's another step, but it kind of looks a little bit different, but almost the same? That's what it's kind of reminding me of. But it doesn't look bad at all. It blended very well. So that makes me happy more than anything. I haven't lost my touch, girls. All right, let me hold her up. She's a hot tamale right now. Ay, chihuahua hot. How's that look? See that? You see that, everybody? Doesn't it look good? You can't even tell that there was a spot missing too much that I should have fixed. Even that little part down. It just looks like they're sitting on a shelf. You see that? At the bottom of their feet? It looks like they're sitting on a shelf. So, hot tamale. Ouch. It looks good, and I'm happy with that. So see how wonderful the little color kicks work when you need just a touch more of a little bit of color? And maybe you don't have it in paint, but the color kicks works great for stuff like that. All right, so I don't need their Snamala. I'm going to trash her. I'm going to use this. This is my my hiccup, not really. This is from Hobby Lobby. It's one of their special trims that I love. And I'm going to use this to trim it right here around the edging. It hides that little section in between. And hides the little spots that you don't want it to see. Now, the only thing about it is you want to make sure you put it down right where you want it. so that the edging stops where you want it to. And I want it to go a little bit on top and a little bit on the bottom. So let's start with her. Do I have enough to go all the way around? I'm sure I do. I'm sure I do. I'm sure I do. Oh yeah, plenty. Plenty. I'm kind of wondering if I should do an ombre with this. If I go this way instead of square, I think I want to do an not an ombre, a miter. I miter my wood, but I also like to do it to, you can do it to your trims also. And the thing that I love so much about this trim, it's backed on like leather or like a pleather type of material. So the cool thing is you can do it and add your other piece to it, and nobody's gonna know because of the way you put it down. All right, so have a drink of coffee. On the floor so I don't drop it. All right, so I start with just a smidge. And the one thing that I love about it is because it's on that little piece of pleather leather, you can put it there and push it down with your fingers and you're not going to get burned. And I like it because I can put a little bit on the side and a little bit over to the trim of it. I don't want it flat down this like that. That's the reason why. And it covers up that little extra whatever that you have there. So I'm going to do a little bit of this to kind of like show you where I'm going to go with it. And I try to go slow because you all know your hot glue will drip. And you don't want it to drip. You don't want it to drip. And you want to be careful. You want to be careful because you don't want to burn yourself. I think more than anything, that's the hardest part about playing with hot glue. You know, you could burn yourself really bad. Very bad. And you don't want to do that at all. These are one of my little tools from Chalk Couture. I used to do Chalk Couture. But the little tool is amazing. I can do so many things with it, especially so that I'm not burning my hands. And she is going to be a doll by the time I get through with her. I'm going to add some Totally Dazzle rhinestones to her, half pearls, some wood bend. I want to add some pigment to the outside of it. The portion of the wood bend is where I want to put the pigment. And then because it's half on and half like half on this part and half coming over the edge of it, it just looks so much nicer to me. So if you're asking me questions, don't worry. I always come back and watch to answer any questions that I can answer. I have a question for you, Miss Cecile, or anybody if you have little dogs. We have a little, well, we used to have a little Shih Tzu, and he never did this before. But we've got 2 dogs now for the first time ever. Teddy and Rascal. And honestly, for the first time ever, Rascal doesn't want to eat, Miss Cecile, and I don't know why. It's not that hot here in California. I mean, we're like at 82 maybe right now. But the last few days, we can't get him to eat for anything. It's awful. Of course, you know, if Johnny would throw a piece of food on the floor, you know darn well he'd eat it. Hi, Helen. But, I don't know. He just won't eat his food. And if Teddy tries to get it, he gets super mad. So Teddy, Rascal is a Maltipoo, and Teddy is a full-bred Maltese. And you know, Teddy's still a puppy, so he has no problem eating too many times a day. My husband thinks it's the heat, but he never did that he's 3, so he never did that the first couple years. It's the first time he's ever done this. I just think it's odd. Especially because it's not something he normally does. You know, if he normally did this the first couple of years we had him, I wouldn't think nothing of it. I don't know what's up with that little guy. He just won't eat. Hello, Miss Kathy. How are you, sweetheart? I was thinking about you yesterday. Hope you're doing well. Okay, almost there. Yeah, I don't know what's up with him. He just won't eat. Does your dog do that, Kathy, when it's too hot? That's my question, is I'm wondering if your guys' dogs are doing this because of the heat. I just don't think it's that hot for him to not want to eat, though. That's the crazy thing about it. I don't know. All right, so I'm going to go right there, and when I get to this part, I'm going to miter it. And the purpose of the mitering is because you really can't see it as much as if it was a regular cut. That's why I really like doing it that way. All right, so we're right here, right there. And I'm going to go right here. I'm going to go a little bit longer on purpose. This way, and look what's left. Almost the whole thing I used. Yeah, so I know I need to cut it a tiny bit more. This helps you figure out exactly how much extra you need, so I always like to cut it a tiny bit more. Just a tiny bit now. tiny bit more again. Oh, you little stinker. And I just got these new scissors. I got 2 pair and I hit them both. Just right. Except for one little bubble. One little bubble. Come on, stinker. Oh, come on, you poop. Got it. All right. All right, so I'm going to add a little dab of glue on this thing. Where's my thing at? Push it down a bit. I have these tiny little scissors, and I don't know where they're at. I think my husband has them. But what I want to do is push this down a tiny bit and cut off another piece of that. There we go. Got it. I need to push down here, add a smidge of glue to it so it'll sit better, and cut off 2 little pieces of, let's see if I can do it. See if I can do it without messing up my image. Come on, stinker, come on. Got it. All right, so I'm going to lift this up just a tiny little bit so I can get it more next to each other the way I want it. And of course, I have to take off that little extra bit of glue that's there in order for it to sit just right for me. And you know, when you do that, you cut off your glue and you cut off your paint and all that goes with it. But once it gets glued back down proper, it'll be just fine. So I don't really worry about it, like, kind of, it's not like it messed it up. It's just trying to fix it so it looks better. That's all there is to it. All right. And I think I am going to trim it just a itty bitty bit more. Got it. All right, now I'm going to put the glue back in, but I'm going to use this piece right here because it's got that pointy little edge for me to get it down just like I want it to be, and push it down next to the other piece so the 2 mitered sections come together just right for me. So I just need a tiny bit of glue in both spots. So I just use a dab of it. Just a dab, so that my pieces will come together, my little ball trims that are around the edging of it. It's amazing to me how they make this stuff. And then another itty bitty little daub right here on top. Have a little trash can underneath my table if you're wondering what I'm throwing away. I'm not throwing nothing. And all I need is a dot, literally a dot. Hey, you get back up there. Just right. Nothing's perfect. So if you're looking for perfect, you got to look for Jesus. But it's super nice. I love it. All right, so there's my trim. You see that? How nice it looks? You see that, everybody? We're getting there. You can't see it. There it is. Isn't she cute? The three little chickadees. So Kathy D gave these to all the ladies from her Royals group. She honestly, I don't know where she got the picture or the image from, but she gave us all the copies of it. Like, I don't know what that is. It's like a, well, I got it off, whatever it was. That's all I care about. And there's little chips in the paint. I could see it. Oh no, that's a glitter. They're glitter spots. How funny. All right, so here's our image. Okay, so she's looking really nice and I love her. She's super cute. But if you've been with me for a while, you know I don't stop right there. I got to finish her completely. So she's absolutely gorgeous. And see, there she is again on regular paper. I just didn't, aw, thank you. I, just didn't want to like, oh, there you are. I don't know what I was going to say. It flew out of my brain. All right. Think, brain, think. All right. So here's my widget band trim. Okay. Remember, they come in twos. This is TR731-1 or .1. And here's the image again. So you can kind of see it's got like a little design and a dot in there. You see that? All right. So, I think I'm going to paint the whole thing Saturé from Paint Pixie. And then we're going to give her a gold trim from a gold touch of the pigment over the top of it. All right, so when you're doing widget band, you don't necessarily have to have a heavy duty heat tool like this. You can use a hair dryer if you need to. It just won't heat up as fast. Excuse me. And you don't want to hit really super close. You just want to keep your hair dryer, your heat tool moving. Because if you don't, it will scorch it. The paint, you can paint it obviously and it won't make a difference. But It's better not to scorch it, obviously. And then the more you warm it, the better it is for you. So, the cool thing about wood bin is once you warm it, now this is what it does, turns into Play-Doh. Now if I was to hold this here for like a couple seconds, it would fold and hold just like that. It would dry like that. But that's not what I want to do. So, make sure I got plenty right here. I am going to pull her out all the way so she's nice and straight as possible. So I can just go through and paint her real quick. This is the color I'm going to use to give it like a little touch of vintage. And give me another paintbrush. And I like to, like when I'm warming them up, I try to like get it as straight as I can, so it will hold for me. Oh, see, I should have just left that thing open. I just thought about that. My what do you call it? My little paper plate. Oh my brain finally turned on. Paper plate. Okay, see that? She's still warm because I did her super warm. And she's kind of got a curved because of her being in a circular. So I just like to paint her up really good. And you can see how pretty she changes in color. You could leave her natural, of course. You could do whatever you want, just like any piece of wood that you use. And I know there's all kinds of different things everybody can use. You can do molds or whatever you want. But for me, I just love my stuff. I just love it. I do. But you see the difference now? There's it not painted natural, and here's it painted with a little bit of saturé. You see that? And this has like a pinch of metallic. Now you see how it's curved funky? It's drying like that. And I'm okay with it. Now, if I was to let go of it, I would break it. Possibly. But if I break it, it's not a big deal because you can mold it back together, and after it's painted, you wouldn't even be able to tell. So I like to paint mine first and then attach it to whatever I'm doing, because this way I don't have to worry about painting the other portion of my design without messing it up with a different color. And most of the time, that's how I do it. Unless I know for sure the whole thing needs to be the same color. Then, of course, you know, it's easy as pie. But, you know, this girl, she has to be difficult. I have to be difficult. Oh, girl. Yes, definitely. I'll help you with anything. You know that. I'll help you with anything you need help with. And that goes for all of you, not just Miss Kathy. If I can help somebody with something, I'm right there. I don't care if you live in Louisiana or Georgia. I love helping people with whatever I can help them with. So as you can tell, I'm getting just about halfway, almost finished. Now, most likely, this is going to be way more than I need, trim-wise. So what I do, if I have too much, I just warm it up, roll it back up in a little roll, and then I put it away with the other portion of it. because I will always be able to use it no matter what with something. All right, you see how stiff it got? It got like funny looking. You see that? But I'm okay with that. I'm just going to warm up this piece and make it flat so I can finish painting it without it breaking it. Kind of makes me think of Play-Doh. Yeah, it makes me think of Play-Doh because of the way it just trims up for you. Okay, I still don't have it good enough. All right, let me do this one more time. A little bit more. And you want to be careful with this heat tool because the tip of it, it gets so hot. Oh my God. You could burn yourself bad with it. You see that? How it straightened up for me now? And the other thing you could do is just put something on top of it to hold it still for you, so it won't move. The other thing I think about is that if I don't use all my paint, I can either cover it up with a plastic cellophane and leave it in my little glass jar, or I could just pour it back in my bottle. I'm that weird about saving everything, girls. Seriously. I've only got one daughter, and she has to call me right now. Now, the way you see me painting this right now, I won't be putting my pigment on the exact same way. It will be completely different. So you see me painting it up this way, okay, so that I can get into every single little crevice. When I put my pigment on, I don't do it like that. I do it totally opposite of that. And I will miter this so that each little section will groove right into each other. And then, like I say, for me, when I miter things, I feel like you don't see it as much as if you just cut it straight. All right, well, let me make sure I got it all good. I'm like, I got it good all over my hands, but I want to make sure it's good everywhere else. And as you can tell, there's quite a bit of paint in here. You see all that paint? There's a lot of paint in there. So let's put you over here. And we're going to dry her off completely. All right, I need to move this, get my hands cleaned off, because my hands are full of paint. And I don't need the scissors, and I don't need the heat tool. So that I don't end up putting the paint all over the silver tray. I'm stocked with paint. See, this is why I usually wear gloves. Not just because of my hands. I don't care if my hands get dirty, but the thing is, it doesn't allow me to get the paint on my silver tray or whatever else that I'm painting. I don't want to get paint on that and then have to end up figuring out how to fix it. So that's the only reason why I really like wearing gloves. I don't even care if my nails get filthy dirty. Who cares? You can wash it off. It's all about not damaging whatever you're creating or designing. I don't think of what I do as, what is it? Everybody says that we're just doing crafts. I don't think of it as a craft. I think of it as a design. You know, I'm designing something or refurbishing something that was thrown at the Goodwill. Stuff like that. So, I don't know. We all have our difference of thinking certain things that we do. Okay, so I know there's paint on the back side of this. Not too much, but a little bit. All right, let me dry her again. All right, so there's a couple ways to do this. I need to warm her up in order for me to put glue on her and attach her to my tray. In order for me to do this, and I'm going to put it right on the inner portion of it here and not where the bubble section is. So here's their glue. You don't have to use this glue. You can use Type Bond Quick and Thick. It'll do the same thing for you. I do like putting it on my wood bin, but I also want to put it on my tray. So you can do it both ways. It doesn't matter. Whatever your preference is. So this time, I'm going to do a little bit of both. And I think I'm going to do it with a paintbrush too. Because this stuff pours out like, see that? It's just like whipped cream or soft milk. I don't know how to describe it. It pours out super easy. Let's put it that way. And I don't mind if it's a little thicker than what it should be because it dries clear. And even if it dries clear, you can still clean up the excess that you have for your piece. So I'm not going to do part 2 with this, but I'm just going to put this on and let you all know exactly what I'm going to do to it after. And then this way you know what to expect. And then I'm going to just put the rest of it together by myself. Because otherwise we'd be here for 3 hours. All right, so she's all glued up on the tray. Now I want to glue her up on her piece of wood as well. But I am going to do it with the paintbrush this time. And I don't normally use a paintbrush. Usually I just put it on with my finger. The only thing you have to be careful for is while you're doing it is that you're not bending it too much so that you don't end up breaking it. That's the only thing you want to worry about. In order to activate your glue, you do have to hit it with the heat tool. And I like doing it a dot at a time because it literally is so concentrated, just like the color kicks. I don't want to waste it. You know, Mrs. Not waste anything. Okay, so she's pretty much glued up really well. I would say about halfway. All right, so she's good. All right, so now I'm going to warm her up this way and this way and this way. Now some of their pieces are really thick, so of course the thicker the piece, the longer it's going to take it to warm up and help it to stick. All right, so since we mitered it up here, I'm going to go to the same spot that I mitered it from in the beginning. Oh, and I should have cut it first. Oh, sugar. And if you warm it up enough, you can use your scissors to cut it. You don't need an X-Acto knife or whatever. So I'm going to warm it super, super warm right now so I can just cut it with my scissors. And then, of course, I'll have to do it again because she's getting stiff. And that's okay. I've got her in a spot where she's safe. I think I'm going to go right there. All right, so let's zap her one more time. And when I'm using a lot of wood jabin on a project, I literally take out my pancake griddle. And I like to use that because it's so much easier. Now you can use this to wrap it around a glass. You can use it to do clay pots. See that? How it's wrapping for me? All right, so now, I want to put something heavy in here so it doesn't move too much. The other thing you have to think about is, nope, oh you booger, stay there. Now I forgot what I was going to say. Whatever I missed that let's say I put this together and I see little chips of the paint here, there, or wherever, I can always fix it real simple. You know, just a little dab of your paintbrush and help it to bind together really well and fix your little boo-boos and all that stuff. And you have to make sure you hold it down really well when you're using it. So this way it sits just where you want it to be. Once I get it down right where I want it to be, and then all I have to do is warm it up a little bit more and just keep pressing down. Once it's pressed down very well and held right where you want it to be, you don't have to worry about it coming off. It's not going anywhere. It's going to sit still for you like you can't imagine. See, now this is all stiff right here. But I'm okay. I'm just going to keep zapping this little girl till I have her sitting just where I want her to be. I just like to be really careful with this heat tool because, oh gosh, I've burnt myself with that dumb thing too. Not just the hot glue. Sorry for the noise, everybody. You're in Massachusetts? Oh. There was a crafting lady that I used to talk to years ago, Kathy. I cannot remember her name for the life of me. And she used to go out on a boat a lot with her son, I believe. She was such a sweet lady. I just don't remember her name for anything. But I don't know what happened to her. She just disappeared. I don't even remember the page name. Of course, I'm terrible about all of that stuff. So, okay, so I got her mitered. I'm right there. So now I just have to cut her so that she sits just right. See that? You don't need that. And look at what's left, just a tiny little piece. But I've got lots of little pieces like that in my drawer, in my little bag. Okay, now she's a little bit too long, just a little bit. So I'm going to warm her up again, especially right here. So that when I do go to warm her and cut her, she'll cut a lot easier. A lot easier. And I don't need to cut too much off, just a smidge. And the wonderful thing about Woodjapan is that, let's say I cut her too much. My Woodjapan stretches. Come on, darn you. Cut for me. Cut for me, please. Please. Oh, come on, darn you. All right, got it. You see that itty tiny little piece I cut off? You see that? Itty bitty piece. I definitely don't want it. But it's a tiny bit off. But when I warm it up, all I have to do is push it together and paint it just a tiny bit. And it will hold it just right for me. Just right. And I have to add a smidge of glue right there together with it as well. So let me get some glue there first. Where's my glue? Where's my glue? Just a little dot. I'm going to lift her up. Where's my thing at? See the wonderfulness about these little guys? She is glued a tiny bit, but you see that thing? It just helps lift it up. I can put glue on the inner portion of the two sides. Again on the tray, just a little extra more. Put it down. I'm going to heat it up again right there. don't worry a lot about the excess glue that's gotten, because like I said, it will dry clear. You don't have to worry about it. Now I'm going to heat it up one more time, and then I'm going to push these two together because they're off just like a pinch. Just a pinch's worth. All right, she's done. I'm done with her. So I need to put her down because I don't want to get burned. And then I just squish it together completely. Completely. And then take my little piece and push it down. So she's not seen too much. We push those two pieces together right there where the mitering is, and you can't see it. Now, I could take my other heat tool and use that to warm it up a little bit, just to help get rid of that little extra a little bit of glue, the paint, whatever's there that doesn't need to be there. And like I said, just because I mitered it, I might, no, I don't need to. I'll say one thing, that's one reason why I like having my nails on, because I can literally use them as a tweezer to like push it all together. So whatever part I see that isn't close to the edging here of my border, that's what I like to use the excess for. So this little quiet hair dryer, air dryer. I'm determined to say hair dryer. It will work just as well as the big one. This little part right here could be moved a little closer to the edge. And that's it. Everything else is pretty much good all the way around. It's real close to the edge. Now, if it wasn't, I would just pull it a little closer to it. That's fine though. But I do see a few chips in the paint here and there of where it's coming off a little bit. And this little part right here that I just love so much, where it's mitered. Like, where are you at? Oh, here. I can't tell. Just push it together, and like I said, it will come together, and you can't even tell. That's where I cut it. That's where I cut it. So like I could take the paintbrush and paint it a tiny bit more right there. It wouldn't matter. All right, so here she is. Now look at her. She's just getting cuter and cuter. You see that? And I bet you, if you didn't know exactly where I mitered her, could you tell? Could you tell where the miter is? Because I'm not going to tell you where it's at. But even if you look close at it, I don't think you could tell too much at all. Unless I take the magnifying glass up to it. All right. So she's pretty much done. What I'm going to do to her, which is kind of, to me, it's the boring part. Come on, scissors. I'll do this with you, the pigment. I am going to add some pigment to her. And I just want a flat little paintbrush. And like, everybody's clean. Don't be so picky. All right, so I take my flat paintbrush, and instead of going like you saw me paint it up and down this way, I'm going to go flat this way all the way across. And why? Because it's not going to get in between the little crevices of each little design on it. And it'll just be the surface up atop. And then I have this cute little chickadee that I'm going to probably add to her. You see that? Somewhere here. Somewhere on the bottom section is where I want to put it. Like she's walking across the bottom. And then a few totally dazzles on the crown, only on the crown. We're going to add some half pearls to go with her crown, her pearls, so that she makes it more 3D. And then I'm going to add a few bubbles, if you can see that, at the bottom of it, so it looks like the little chickadees are walking in water. And there's bubbles flying up everywhere. So, aw, thank you, Mrs. Sill. I think it's so cute. And of course, I'll touch up the blue everywhere. And I don't know what that is. I get so weird about everything that's messed up on it. It's probably just a piece of glitter or something. Yep, it's a piece of paint. I just try not to scrub it too hard, because I know that if I do, even if it's sealed, it can still mess it up. So I don't know what's there, but I want to get it off. It's like a piece of paint is what it is. It's a piece of the Saturé paint. Got it. Thank you. I got it. I got it off everywhere. And there's little sparkles of glitter, and it's from the trim right here. All right, so this is my pigment from the Posh Chalk Company. She's a little out, so let's make some, which will be fun because this way you guys get to see what it looks like when I make it. So this is a Byzantine gold that I'm going to use. This is what it looks like. It's complete powder. See that? I'm going to add 1 scoop to it. Maybe 2. This is my little one. Usually if I'm using the bigger one, I do 1 full scoop, and that's good enough. All right, so 2 little scoopers of this. And then cover her up and put her away. And there are, if I remember right, there are 6 different golds, and of course some other colors. Carmine red, there's 2 different charcoals, and 2 different reds, and like I said, 6 different golds. So it's kind of cool. And then you're going to take, where did I put it? Take your medium. You're going to use your medium to mix with it. Since my paintbrush is clean, I can use my paintbrush. And this is what you want to watch. As soon as the medium touches it, what it does. You see that? As soon as it touches it, it starts, come on, get in there, turning into, you see the little bubble? It starts turning into my homemade pigment. And of course, the more you put, the better it is. The more you put, the thinner it is. If you put it not too much and mix it really, really well, it will become very thick. And I always go in a circle so that I can kind of keep all the powder in the middle. So like I can tell that it's thick enough. And then I always wipe off as much as I can and let it drip down the sides. But you see what it looks like now? It's beautiful. See that, girls? It's so pretty. So, so pretty. So you can use this medium for a lot of different things. To decoupage with, to use it for your pigments. I can't think of anything else right now. I know there's other things you can mix it with though. All right, so I take it, make sure I've got enough on both sides of my brush. I tap it off because I don't want it dripping down. I want that dry brush look sort of. And then I'm just going to go over the top of it softly. Thank you. Darn dog. The poor guy, the poor mailman and the UPS guy and everybody, they get scared to death because Rascal and Teddy won't stop barking at everybody. Oh my God, those two, they're terrible. Like, if the wind blew by, they would come and they'd be barking at the wind. Now, no matter what you do, you are going to see some of it get in between, no matter what. But it's not as much if you do it sideways than if I was to do it straight. At all. And when I can tell that my brush is dry because I've already used what's on there, I just flip it. I just flip it upside down or on the opposite side of it, because that's how I know that there's not enough, or I've used everything on one side and not the other. Okay, so that part's done. And that's how easy it is. So like I said, I will work on the rest of her by myself because that's the most time-consuming portion of it. And I'll dry the pigment off. But you see how pretty that looks now? It totally changed the look of how it, with just from the pigment alone. It brings out all the pigment colors from even the gold on her thing. The light powder blue brings out all the blue from the belly of our little chickadees. And it's like all coming together, but I still need my bling. I'm a bling person, so I need my bling. But anyway, I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me this Friday. I hope you all have a wonderful Friday, a wonderful day, a wonderful weekend. I don't normally do events on the weekend, but I am scheduled for one tomorrow with Facebook, and I will be on TikTok. So if you'd like to join us, everybody on YouTube, I will put the link in and a notification for TikTok, or you can just go over to my Facebook page if you'd like to watch. And I'm going to be making a swag, something to do with popsicles. That's all I can tell you. It's a popsicle day. The events has something to do with popsicles. So anyway, love you all. Thanks for joining me. See you next Friday. All right, how do I turn this thing off? It's a new event.